everybody. I did warn you, I am bandaged. So if you don't want to see this, now's a good time to turn it off, because this is what I've got. And believe it or not, this is very good compared to what I came home with on Wednesday. For those of you that don't know, I had some Mohs surgery on my nose on Wednesday, and it took 3 different scrapings or cuttings or layering, whatever you want to call it, before they were able to get all the cancer. And then I had another place that he was just really unsure of, so he ended up just digging that one out because it was in a place where he was going to have to stitch up anyway. But I'll just come a little closer just for a second to let you know I've got my cut goes from here, and then it goes across my nose and down under the tip of my nose. So I've got a Band-Aid down here. I've got a big bandage here, this big one. Then I've got a Band-Aid here. It's awful. The camera's opposite what I'm seeing. That is holding it underneath my nose, and then I've got this one across here to hold this one on. But I'm not in pain, at least I'm not right now. I wasn't too comfortable yesterday, but it kind of was a thing that I think in the morning I felt pretty good, but then as the day went on, I believe it started swelling because I was feeling a lot of pressure, and they did tell me that this would swell probably for 3 days. The 3rd day, which is tomorrow, would be my worst day, and from then on it should just get better. No ice. Did not want me to put ice on it, so I was kind of restricted. I just have to let the swelling come and go normally. But it did last all day. My appointment was at 10 o'clock, and I didn't leave the office until about 5:30. And most of that time is waiting in between the scraping to look to see if there were still any cancer cells there. And if there were, they'd have to do a second one, which they did. And if there was anything left there, they had to do a third one, which they did. But they got everything that was on my nose that was cancerous is gone. So I need to, be thankful for that. But it was not a fun day. It was a long day. And I had signed up for Richard Garai's Fall Fest, which was his first virtual class that he has started doing. And if anybody that watches this today, this is Friday the 10th. Today is the last day to sign up. But if you like mixed media crafting, then I will put a link below so you can sign up for his black and white Christmas. It's going to be awesome. Yesterday's class was so much, well, I say yesterday, it was Wednesdays, but I was in the doctor's office. I was able to watch little bits and pieces on my tablet in between treatments. So yesterday when about lunchtime, I started feeling okay. So I went ahead and turned it on, and I made, let me show you what I made. I've still got them here. This was the card that we made with the owl. It's got little flowers, pearls. But we did this background. And then we made this canvas thing. And you hang a photograph right here. But this was a 4x6 canvas card that we painted and decorated. And then we made a little mini book. And again, this is for Thanksgiving memories. It's got 3 pages, 3 tabs. And this is the cover. And then we did all this on the inside. And this was just chipboard that we decorated and fussy cut and did everything. But this was the little mini book that we made. But he sent everything in a box like this. It was like card kits, but we had kits for each product. But then he also included the paint, the gesso, the gel medium. Gesso, gel medium, There was something out. Oh, modeling paste. He even sent little containers of all of those and little tiny bottles of paint. He included everything. The only thing I had to provide was my adhesives, and I understand that. I used a combination of the foam squares, and my brain is still anesthetized, I think. I provided the foam square, and the liquid glue, so the craft glue. So other than the glue and the foam squares, everything was in this box. It was so awesome, including the printouts. The printouts were on 80-pound, 80-pound cardstock. I believe he said it was Nina cardstock. And you know that Nina is one of the best. So he printed everything out on the Nina cardstock. And it was just so much fun. I enjoyed it. It lasted maybe not quite 3 hours. I don't know how Christmas is going to be. I didn't print out a flyer to show you, so maybe I'll attach that later also. Down below in the description, remember, click see more and see what's down there. But he's got his Christmas one coming up, which is going to be on Black Friday. So for those of you that do not like to fight the crowds on Black Friday, and there's nothing on but football anyway, this would be a perfect time for you to take this class. And it's not very expensive. It's just an awesome thing. Plus you get Richard for 3 hours. That's worth the money right there, because he's so much fun. He's not only very talented and very creative, but he's just a lot of fun. And his wife, Gabby, helps him, and his BFF, Dustin, a.k.a. Potato, helps him. So if you get a chance, like I say, today is the last day to sign up. But if you really want to get in on a fun class, you need to do this, because it's well worth the money that you put into it. And I have spent a lot more than this for classes and got less supplies for it. But anyway, let's see. Other than the nose fiasco, what else has gone on this week? I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the Fairy House video that I released on Monday. And I've done 2 more episodes, and it looks like I'm going to have to do a third. It's just taken longer to do this than I thought. So it's a good thing that I didn't try to do it in one video, or it would have been like a 4-hour video. So I'm just doing it in parts. I've already gotten some messages from people that have gotten their supplies and they've started following me. So what I'm doing it every Monday in my regular day for releasing videos. I am going to release an episode, and then it gives you a week to catch up, to, craft with me and do what you want to do with your fairy house. You may want to do something different than I do. You might have some wonderful ideas, or you might want to copy mine exactly. It's entirely up to you, because even if you try to copy it, it's not going to be the same. So, just, if you haven't watched the first one, please watch it before you watch part 2 on this coming Monday, because I don't want you to be behind, and I want you to see the process from the very beginning. I also wanted to thank a very generous person. I wanted to thank her personally, but I haven't been able to find her either. Sometimes you use a alias when you do a YouTube channel or whatever. But one awesome subscriber of mine, and I'm assuming she's a subscriber, ended up going to Amazon and bought every item on my wish list. I could not believe it. I am so humbled by that. And you know who you are. I hope you're watching this, because I really want to thank you. I had no idea that anyone would ever, get me all of my things. And I didn't know this until Sunday. I was sitting here, I was just getting ready to take a nap, and my doorbell rang. And I thought, who in the world is ringing my doorbell on a Sunday? And when I went to the door, it was an Amazon delivery truck. And he had 3 packages, 2 boxes and an envelope. Oh, excuse me, this is itching. 2 boxes and an envelope. And I started looking, I went, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh no, she got this. Oh my goodness, she got this. And I was just going from one thing to another, and I thought she got almost everything on my wish list. Well, then when I went to my wish list to click on the items that were left, there was a message saying that someone had already purchased those. So I'm assuming it's the same person. And I have another package coming today. I don't know if this will be the last one or not. I'm sorry, I just changed the dressing on this, and evidently it's pulling somewhere because it's causing my nose to kind of itch. But anyway, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You just don't know what that meant to me. And it's not the monetary part of it, but the fact that you were so generous and in giving. You know, you're obviously a giver, and that's what I try to do. I try to be a giver, and it's hard sometimes. And it's just, I was just in awe that you would even think about doing that. So again, thank you so much. And I'll be adding a few more things to my wish list now that all of those have been taken up. So don't forget to look if you get a chance. For those of you that can't support me on Patreon or with any monetary donations, maybe when you're placing an order on Amazon or something, you could just add one of my wish list items on there. But like I said, I was just in awe. But let's see, what else has gone on this week? It's just been crazy. My daughter's dog was sick. We honestly thought we were losing her. And after losing Daphne just a month ago, that we were both very emotionally upset. And it ended up she had hookworms, which, if you remember, when I had Lola, the foster I had before, she had hookworms. And so when we were treating her, we checked all of our dogs' stools, and they all came back negative. So when Lola left here, they were fine. But sometime between then and now, which has been about almost 3 months, was it April, May, June, July? Oh, it's been a long time. It's been about 4 months now. Maybe it was May. But anyway, we treated her for hookworms, and we were having a hard time getting rid of them. And evidently, it's in my yard, because we try to clean up the yard as much as we can. But we have deer, we have rabbits and squirrels, chipmunks, all these animals that run through the yard. And I'm sure they have droppings in the yard, and it doesn't take much for a dog to get them. So it ended up she had she had hookworm, and that her insides got so inflamed that she didn't have an appetite to eat, and she had not eaten. When we took her to the vet on Monday, she had not eaten since Friday morning. So it was 4 days she hadn't eaten. So ended up she was very dehydrated, so they kept her overnight and gave her some fluids and put her on, started worming her. And then she started feeling better, and she's been home, she's been eating, and she's doing well. So we're glad it wasn't the end, which we were afraid of, because I don't know that we could handle another one this close. But let's see. Don't forget my Amazon page. I always have that below now. And as I'm working on this fairy house, the products that I use, I'm putting in there, so that if you want to buy any of them, I would really appreciate getting it from my page, because that way I do get a small commission. And let's see. I think that's about it. Oh no, I have another one. There is a polymer clay artist that I have been fortunate enough to take classes from, and he's from Canada, and his name is Dan Cormier. And he has invented a method called the cutting edge, which is a tool, a slicing tool, and then how to how to do different things, how to manipulate your clay, how to cut your clay, how to do different things in order to make different designs in your clay. And if I can remember, like I said, my brain is still anesthetized, but I will try to put some pictures of his designs on the at the end of this video. But he's been kind of silent lately and just kind of sticking to his cutting edge thing. And he's got one, Beyond the Blend, which is where you take a Skinner blend and just make it into something totally awesome. He's got so many different things going on, but he's going to start some new projects, and they're going to be from the beginner level on up. So if you would really like to get involved from the ground floor on this, I don't know if, I imagine some of his things will be free, some of his classes may be charged, but at least sign up for his newsletter. And then you can, the newsletter will be on his website where you can sign up, and just sign up for that. And then you'll get emails letting you know what's going on. And if you choose not to do anything, that's fine. But you'll at least have had the opportunity to look and see what Dan does. He's tremendously talented, and just a all around nice guy on top of that. So give him a shout out. If you see, I'll like I said, I'll put his website below, and then I'll add some pictures at the end of some of the things that he's done that to me have just been absolutely awesome. And I got to take a class when he was in St. Augustine one time, and I got to go to St. Augustine, Florida for one of his classes, and it was just amazing. So I will let you all get back to whatever you were doing this Friday morning. The sun is out. Thank goodness the time has changed and the sun is out this morning. I didn't have to shoot lights at me from across the room because there's sun coming in this window. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. Excuse me. I get these stitches out on Wednesday. So depending on what it looks like, I may wear a bandage next Friday or I may not. It just depends on what this is going to do. If I think it's too much for you to handle, I might just put a bandage on it just for the video and then take it back off, because once it starts healing, it needs, air, and it needs to heal. But thank you so much, everyone that sent me messages and prayed for me and sent me good wishes. It's really nice to know that I've got people out there that care. And sorry, I can't blow my nose, so everything's going down my throat. But, it's just really good to know that you guys are out there and that we're connected. And some of you I've connected with on a more personal level than others. Some of you had sent me emails. Some of you have, reached out to me on Facebook. And I love it when you do that, because I really like to get to know the people that I'm talking to every week. And I do feel like I'm talking to you. It's like you're right there across the table from me. So please, look at my notes below and, click on anything that you feel like you want to click on, including Dan's his website. And just so you can see what's going on. And I do encourage you to at least sign up for his newsletter, just so you'll be right there, at the beginning of anything, and you won't miss anything that comes up. And if you don't want to continue, you can always unsubscribe. That's always an option. So everybody, hope you have a wonderful weekend. Watch my video on Monday so you can see the second step in the fairy house. And I'll be back again next Friday with another Friday Frolics. Bye-bye.